Welcome, everybody, to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima, and I'm a life and love transformational coach and founder of Single and Stilettos. Today, we have a very special guest, Dr. Diana Kirshner, and she's a PBS love expert, psychologist, and best-selling author. And I'm so excited to have her here today because today we're talking about why am I attracted to the wrong kind of men? And I know, ladies, sometimes you end up going, why does this keep happening? So she's going to enlighten us on why this does keep happening. So before we do, though, Dr. Diana, I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about you and what made you write all these amazing books.
Well, first of all, I'm so thrilled to be with you, Suzanne. It's just fantastic. Of course, I had in my life journey, I had a lot of difficulty finding love. I was born the fifth daughter in a family that only wanted boys. And so I really went on a search to find how to create love, and been very blessed because I've been able to create the great love of my life, with a wonderful partner. For decades with my husband, and helped many thousands of people, actually tens of thousands of people all around the world to find love, self-love, and love with a partner. So I've been incredibly blessed.
Aw, that's awesome. Well, let's jump into it. So tell us the reasons why women keep attracting the wrong kind of men.
Well, number one, we're wired biologically, and this is very, very powerful. We're wired biologically to be attracted to what I call alpha guys. Now, these are guys who are a little more aggressive. They're a little more narcissistic. They're a little more sensual and sexual. And so biologically, we're wired to these guys. We're wired to really be turned on to these guys, and I would call them the bad boys, boys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is an instinct because, in other words, if you think about it in terms of survival, being with a more aggressive male over, thousands and thousands of years ago is going to actually be better for your survival and your children's survival. And, he's going to be dragging home the meat.
Right.
He's going to... But we don't need that right now. We've gone way beyond that. So, but I mean, the whole business of the bad boy, and let me tell you, sometimes it's totally irresistible. I mean, it is totally irresistible. Women in our love mentoring program, they just say, I don't know what it is. I just wind up in bed. And it was incredible, right?
Right.
Because there is that chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an explosion. But of course, it doesn't work out.
Now, why doesn't it work out with these alpha men that are, they're so charismatic, they're very sexual? Why doesn't it usually work out?
Well, usually, they're often players or they're narcissists. And so, they're just, once they have you in bed and they have you, they're not particularly interested, they're very busy. There's a whole society of what's called pickup artists where men actually learn how to bed women using this principle.
Yeah.
They actually study with mentors and do that,
Mm-hmm.
But there's no integrity there. There's no integrity. That's the horrifying thing. It's like there's no integrity. It's just about getting laid.
Right.
And, so you wind up really brokenhearted because that chemistry is so strong and the oxytocin is released from all that physical touch and the connection, and the oxytocin bonds you to them, and you're like, oh, and then they disappear. Right?
Yeah. And it's almost, with the oxytocin, does it make you almost, quote unquote, addicted to them?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love sickness is like an addiction. It really, really is. And there are other biological factors that play into that where the brain changes. It's almost like you're on crack.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really similar to a physical addiction.
Wow. That's crazy.
I know, I know. So you have to be very careful. If you want to play like that or be involved with somebody like that, you have to understand that it is strictly play and that, chances are they're going to disappear on you. And you want to use protection, of course, because it's hot. And so you have to be careful.
Right. So what's another reason why women keep attracting the wrong kind of men?
Well, or they're attracted to guys who are really gorgeous looking. When I was young, I actually had a boyfriend who was a male model, and I saw him. I was like, he was blonde. He was, his perfect body. He was toned. He was tan. He was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Was crazy about him because of his physical appearance. All our lives, we are taught about this business of the physical appearance, the prince. We have these fairy tales. We have these romantic comedies of like these great looking guys, who, you're supposed to fall in love with.
Right.
And the thing is that physical appearance is not necessarily what's really going to give you a deep, amazing soulmate love relationship. With my boyfriend, what happened was I had a puppy, and one day we were walking down the street, and he deliberately kicked the puppy.
Oh my God.
Yes, he deliberately kicked the puppy. This is many, many, many years ago. And I looked at him and I said to myself, he is the ugliest person I've ever seen in my life. He instantly went from the model being perfect looking to ugly.
Right.
Unattractive. You know what I'm saying? It's really what's inside that makes someone a good partner for you, that makes someone a soulmate for you. And it's not the looks. It's not the looks.
So with the looks, because I totally get the looks, but you know how a lot of women will say, well, I have to have chemistry. Do women get blinded by that too?
Well, yeah, the thing is that the really interesting thing is that, yes, you do need chemistry. You can't be with someone where there's no chemistry because then it's flat and it's like a friend relationship and it's boring and it's nowhere, right? You need the romance, you need the chemistry, you need the sexiness, the sensualness, the romantic dance. But the thing is that you can have some of it happening with a guy, not having that as the main component, but some of it happening. And the interesting thing is that you can have more of it happen over time. And that's really interesting, because if somebody is really a great soulmate connection with you, you can build that sensual, that chemistry, that, the sexy coming together. There's a woman in our love mentoring program right now, she met this guy and she had some chemistry with him. There was another guy in the picture at the time who she had a little more chemistry with, and he was very, very wealthy, that other guy. But little by little, she could see that this guy had this amazing soulmate quality. He was crazy about her. He was willing to grow. He was really on her wavelength. And they started coming together in such an intimate, beautiful way. The sex was getting better and better and better. And recently, we talked about this, it was his birthday. And so for his birthday, she got I think it was three really sexy lingerie outfits from Victoria's Secret. Mm-hmm. I'm not affiliated with Victoria's Secret, but that's And for his birthday, she said, I have 3 surprises for you.
Well, that's sexy.
And believe me, they just came together in a whole new hot way, It has to be there on a biological level, but you can increase it with the right person. You can open it with the right person, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have 2 mints in one. You have a great guy, but you also are hot for this guy.
So that's a big plus. That's a big plus. So that's good to know. Okay, so what's the third reason why some women keep attracting the wrong kind of men?
Well, the third reason is, negative parental role models, right? Usually it's the father. Your father was an alcoholic. So you say to yourself, oh my God, the last thing I want is an alcoholic. I don't want someone who's like that, falling down drunk, who's abusive, whatever you've gone through. Yet, unconsciously, what happens? You wind up choosing alcoholics, right? Mm-hmm. Or your parent was a narcissist, right? And so there's that deep role modeling, the deep role modeling that you get in your upbringing. That is what your template for love is your parent, and particularly your dad if you're a woman. And
Right.
so, that goes on at such a powerful level, and it's unconscious. And initially, the person doesn't appear to be like your problematic parent. You don't
Mm-hmm.
think they are
Mm-hmm.
initially. But then, whammo, you realize that it is an alcoholic, or whammo, it is a narcissist, or whammo, it is somebody who's very abandoning. Let's say your father was not really loving, So, oh my God, you're right back where you started, right? With a guy who's abandoning. And, this is so powerful. That's why I talk about dating 3 people at once in a casual way.
Yep.
So you can just see who they are, things unfold. You can compare and contrast. This one is drinking, this one is not drinking. You notice.
Right.
You
Exactly.
notice. This one is narcissistic, self, always talks about himself, is nothing but himself. The other one is asking you questions. So, this is very, very important, and of course, maybe at some other day we'll get into how you get all the guys, because there's ways to get the great guys to date, so you have multiple guys. And, but, that's the third reason. It's that upbringing that shoots you in the foot. It really does if you're not careful.
Right, right. I'm sure every woman has met at least one man that is like one of these men that you described. So this has been very, very helpful. So, Dr. Diana, I know you have a free gift for the ladies, so can you tell them about it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I have a team of of amazing love mentor coaches. They're just awesome. They're very, very knowledgeable. They know how to really help you in terms of getting yourself attracted to the right guys and where to find the right guys.
Mm-hmm.
And the wonderful thing is that your viewers can get a free session with one of these amazing people for 40 minutes by phone or Skype. And all you need to do, you guys, is go to lovein90days.com, lovein90days.com, fill out the form. There's also a little link down below. Definitely, it's easier that way, too. Anyway, fill out the form. Now, here's the important part. When you fill out the form, please put Suzanne sent me. That's Suzanne sent me. Yes, exactly, because we get inundated with requests for sessions. And if you put Suzanne sent me, I'll definitely guarantee that you will get your session. So take advantage of that, and you'll find it very helpful.
Awesome. So, ladies, if you're watching the video, you can click below the video to go to Diana's site and get that free session. And if you're listening to the podcast, you can go to singleandstilettos.com and find Diana's interview, and you can find that link for that free gift. So thanks everybody for joining us on the Single and Stiletto Show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you like to view the videos, you can go to singleandstilettos.com. And if you would like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. And if you would like to get our free gift, the Secrets About Men video series, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.